Live from the Las Vegas Strip Studio in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Bettor Center Live. I'm your host, Brad Stein. Welcome to the show. You can watch us daily, 9 a.m. PST on LouisDiamond.com. Also, YouTube at Louis Diamond. 3 pro handicappers in segment 1, joined by another 3 and 2, here to make us a little bit of money. Today, we have some Major League Baseball, some NFL, and of course, later, the most interesting play of the day. Let's welcome back our 3 resident handicappers to the show. They don't need an introduction, but they're going to get one right here on Bettor Center Live. That's Tony, Louis, and Dell. Welcome to the show, boys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Brad.
Oh, man, look at Dell Warfield. He's smiling. He's hot. He knows that he picked the Denver Nuggets, and he's a Miami Heat fan. He has a lot to gloat about. So what did you learn from yesterday, Dell Warfield?
Yeah, so yesterday was a pretty amazing day for us. I think we went 8-1, including the Nuggets money line plus 250 for the game, and we hit them second half as well for plus 180 money line. So we had a really good day yesterday. Hopefully we can bring that back today as well.
Louis, bag of diamonds. You're smiling also. What did you learn?
I learned that I got to get on Dell's future bets. That I definitely learned that one yesterday. And I've also learned that the cat is without a doubt out of the bag on these game 7. When you see that game 7, just under and as hard as you can, literally. And then you're just going to come back later with what you really want to bet on the game, and then you got a nice little window. Look for them game 7s.
Tony G missed one day because of a doctor's appointment. Welcome back to the show. What did you learn from yesterday?
Wow. I'll tell you what, I learned that Paul George, when his basketball career is over, perhaps could be a cast member on The Walking Dead, because the dude literally vanished. I'm starting to believe that this guy is a not ready for primetime player. I mean, obviously, Kawhi had an off game. Having an off game is different than just not being present on the court. So I look at Paul George now as a lower tier player. I'll never again view him as a top tier player. And then the Heat, Boston, that's going to be a hell of a series, guys. I mean, I was on the Heat, probably, I think most of us were. That's going to be one hell of a series, so I'm looking forward to it.
Now, that was a heck of a game, but how about that? Kawhi Leonard chose Paul George over LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, the Clippers are going to pay. They just did. All right, we move on, guys. Thursday Night Football, Bengals at Browns. Browns opened up -6 with a 43.5 over-under. We're going to start with Dell Warfield. What are your thoughts for this game Thursday night?
Back down to 6. I think it opened up at 7.5. Now to 6. So I'm probably going to stay away for a little bit and see what these guys have to say about it. As far as the total, though, I do like this game going under. I think it's at 41.5 now. So I probably lean under right now, but I probably got to see what these other guys got to say about it, and then I'll probably make my decision tomorrow.
Thank you, Dell Warfield. You just want to know what Louis Diamond says because he loves Joe Burrow. It's his man crush. It's his Super Bowl favorites. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after, but eventually, right, Louis D? Who do you have?
Absolutely. I'm not afraid to go out on a limb on certain quarterbacks, and I will go out on a limb on him. Now, how big a limb I'm going to go out on him on Thursday night is very questionable, but I already have him tied in with a teaser. It did open up at 8, so I had it tied in a teaser, so I got the plus 14 going in. Now you'll never see that again because it's now down to 6. So you got to pay attention to where I'm at on Mondays because I will tie the whole weekend, and I will also give you a little insight into which way the lines will move. There's no doubt the line moved on Burrows, but now across the critical number, 8 and 7 and down to 6. I mean, those are some critical numbers in the NFL. I'd be worried about backing Burrows at the 6 right now. I'm comfortable with my plus 14. Cleveland should put together a game after the embarrassment, and now they're going to national TV. So, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think you got to like the 6, but I love the 8, and I really love the 14.
And we really love Tony G's outfit. Thank you for dressing up here on Bettor Center Live on LouisDiamond.com. Also YouTube at Louis Diamond. Take it away, Tony G.
I thought if I put on a shirt and tie, perhaps I would get a bit more respect. Let's see. All right, so let's talk about this Cleveland-Cincinnati game. Let's talk about NFL handicapping right off the bat. Just wanted to throw this out here. From week 1 to week 2, here's what you kind of look for as a handicapper. Teams that were on the road in week 1 that played like dog shit, got their ass kicked, heading back home week 2. And then also the opposite. Teams that played at home in week 1 that looked like the greatest team in the NFL, but now in week 2, they're on the road. Now with the home crowd size and things, perhaps it won't be as big a deal this year, but this game falls kind of into that situation where you want to be careful with a team like Cincinnati here, considering how bad Cleveland looked. But my gut, based on my eye, I don't trust Baker Mayfield, guys. I mean, when I watch him play, I'm not impressed. Whereas this Burrows, I can see why people like him. Okay, the kid's tough and he's pretty smart for a rookie. The guy, he didn't win, which you don't expect in an NFL quarterback making their first start. They never do win, but the potential's there. You can see it. I'm probably going to make a play I normally wouldn't make, but 2020 is not the normal year. I think I'm going to take Cincinnati here tomorrow night. Check back with me tomorrow for a lock-in, but I think that's where I'm looking at.
Oh, boy, if Mayfield loses this and Cleveland goes 0-2, it's going to get ugly in the dog pound. We move to Major League Baseball, game number 2. The Oakland A's at the Rockies, minus 120 with an over-under 12. We're going to stay with you, Tony G.
Okay, this is a situational game. Oakland lost yesterday. They got Michael Fears on the mound tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me. They do great in his starts, okay? He's not a great pitcher, but Oakland wins in his starts. They're 7-2 in his starts, 4-1 in his 5 road starts. Coming off a loss even enhances that a touch better. Marquez, they're not great. He's not a good home pitcher. Nope, obviously Colorado, his ERA is about 6 at home. So the play here is Oakland on the bounce back with it's basically a pick 'em here. I'm going to take Oakland with Fierce pitching in the situation at a good price. So Oakland's the play for me.
Louis Bag of Diamonds, do you agree or disagree with that assessment?
Oh, I agree with Tony here. It's hard to disagree with Tony when he's got a nice detailed assessment. And I have to definitely agree with him in the Oakland area. But I'm probably leaning towards the under in this play. With these two pitchers, you would think that you have an easy overplay here, especially in Colorado. You're going to think you're going to have a big, high-scoring game. But, 2-7 to the under with Marquez on the mound for Colorado. So they don't bring the bats for him because he's also he can't win for him. He's got a 2-5 record. But they are 5-5 teams record. But for not getting as many wins and having an under pace, I got to believe that the under is going to have a little bit of the value here today. They are actually 16-4-1 to the under the last 21 meetings. What scares me, the A's, is Colorado's nailed them 6 straight games. So I agree with the A's, but I don't want to play the A's, but I do like the under.
Dell, that's very interesting. Over under here, or what do you like in this game? It's at Colorado. Yes, they score a lot. Louis likes the under. What are your thoughts?
I got no idea here, Brad. I'm so confused on this game. Tony makes great points. Loule Diamond makes great points. I have no idea what to do here. I'm just going to stay away. I would lean A's here, but it's not for me.
All right, no problem. Let's go to game number 4. Maybe this is for you, Dell computers. We have the Pirates at the Reds, minus 215, over under 8. Does anything ring a bell here?
Yeah, not really anything here for me either. I do kind of lean under for the kind of low number that you do have at 8. That money line's a little bit too high, so if you are going to bet it, you probably have to take the 1.5. But I don't think that's a good bet either with such a low number. Probably a low-scoring game. Having the Reds cover 2 is going to be pretty tough as well. So I lean under because of the line itself being so low, but I'm not going to be betting this game either, Brad.
All right, fair enough. That brings us to Tony G. Always has something to say. Even if he doesn't have something to say, he'll find something to say.
I can't create bullshit out of thin air. Like Rumpelstiltskin can turn straw into gold, man. So whatever you need from me, but I do have something to say about this game. I like the Reds on the run line here. Castillo, poor numbers, but looking forward, he's improving. He looked better his last start. I think this is a good spot. And this Brubaker guy's just begging to be hit. He's basically a human gas can. I think the Reds will ignite that can today, and they will cover the run line. So that's my play, Cincinnati run line.
Diamond.
Well, I got to tell you this. Anytime Cincinnati has beaten Pittsburgh in the last 10 games, it's been by more than one run, so I'll give you that, Tony. The only thing I can really add to the game is a little bit of under because 5 out of the last 6 have gone, or 4 out of the last 5 have gone under. Castillo, 4 out of his last 5 have gone under. 4 out of his last 5 versus the Pirates have gone under. So I'll give you a little bit of an under, but you know what? That run line doesn't look too bad there, Tony. I'm kind of liking it.
Good job, gentlemen. Let's move to game number 6. That's the Braves at the Orioles. Minus 165 Atlanta. Over-unders 10. We'll stay with the bag of diamonds. Louis, what do you have for this game?
Well, pretty much, you know, the Braves, you know, they're hoping to get a little boost in the rotation. They got Cole Hamels making his first start with the Braves, you know, on the road in Baltimore. He missed spring training with some shoulder inflammation, some tendonitis, but he's really only expected to pitch 3 or 4 innings here today. And I got to say that the Orioles, you know, they have some different bats. They're scoring 5 runs a game at home. And the Atlanta is actually kind of overing on the road. So I'm going to give a little edge to the over in this game. And I think it'll be pretty interesting to see what Hamels can do with Baltimore, whose first time they've been ranked in the top 10 for batting average. So I think Hamels may have his self a little tested here today. So I'm going to touch a little bit on the over.
All right, Tony G, what can you add or subtract from the Braves and Orioles?
You know, this matchup really doesn't intrigue me much. Hamels with this first start, too many variables for me to consider with the rust. And this Keegan Aiken doesn't exactly blow my skirt up either. Louis makes sense with the over, but it's also kind of that scary situation where you wonder these afternoon games sometimes can be quick and low scoring. But I'm just going to pass on this game and maybe look to Louis with the advice on the over.
Okay, thank you. Dell, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Tony here. Unfortunately, I cannot make bullshit out of nothing. I'm just gonna have to completely pass on this game. I would agree with Louis on the over here. I really want to see Cole Hamels pitch though, but I'll probably be watching this game. But money line's too high to take the Braves. I don't like the Orioles at all. If anything, I think over would be a good play.
Well, here's something, guys. All 3 of you cannot BS. This is right from the heart. All the way for all the millions of people watching us and the hundreds of millions wish they were watching us. It is time for the most interesting play of the day. We are going to start with you, Dell. Most interesting play.
All right. So for my most interesting play today, I like the Twins going into the White Sox. The Twins are a plus 130 money line dog. So I love the Twins here. You have Odorizzi coming to pitch. He's just coming off the DL. I think he took a line drive off the chest. So he's coming back. He might be on a pitch count, maybe about 60 or 60-plus pitches. But I do like the money line here for the reverse line movement. Line open up at plus 135 for the Twins. Is down to plus 130. You got 99% of people, 99% betting the White Sox minus 1.5. You got 72% betting the White Sox money line. I'm just going to take the good dog here today. I like Odorizzi. Hopefully he can bounce back off after getting hurt. I think Twins, I love the Twins here. That's my play today. Most interesting play. Twins money line plus 130.
Now that's interesting. Tony G, most interesting play of the day is who and where and why?
Okay. Well, the play with the Oakland was a situational play based on location and pitchers. This is going to be a momentum play. I'm going to take the Chicago Cubs with Lester on the mound facing the Cleveland Indians. Saval struggled. Cleveland's struggling. That's the momentum. Cleveland's on the losing streak. You get to fade a losing streak team getting plus 104. So, you basically get paid a few extra cents on the dollar to go against a team that's on a 7-game losing streak. For me, that's the most interesting play. This is one of those stepping back off the curb, away from the bus, let the bus pass by, and as it does, I'm going to hop on board. We're going to fade Cleveland again. Most interesting play, the Cubs.
The Diamonds of the Louis. Do you want to save your most interesting play for segment 2, or do you have something for us right now?
I'm giving away too many winners. I'm going to save it for the next segment where I'll get you one solid winner. You can definitely cash here today.
Sounds great. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by a couple new sports handicappers right here on Bettor Center Live. Brad Stein here live from Las Vegas. Join us daily for Bettor Center Live with our professional handicappers, where you get sports information you can bet on. Stop gambling, start winning. Bettor Center Live. All right, guys, welcome back to Bettor Center Live on LouisDiamond.com, also YouTube at Louis Diamond. We are joined by two very special guys. They come from the East Coast. They are here. One of them wears a Buffalo Bills jersey. I don't know why, but at least he appreciates Scott Norwood, especially for us Giant fans. Thank you to all the Buffalo Bill fans for all those. Oh, no, I went there. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
You hurt me. Brad, you're killing me.
It's all out of love. You made me so happy. I was a young boy, and I needed that. Scott Norwood was a hero for a lot of us Giant fans. Trust me.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
Yeah,
Such a good guy to happen to.
I need a 10 count because you hit me below the belt, and I need to recover here.
Oh, you're going to have to recover. That means we'll go to Chip. Welcome to the show, Chip. What did you learn yesterday?
Well, I learned that you are not only a New York Giants football fan, but you're a Met fan as well. I got that from last time, and so am I. But I'm sorry, I'm lost. I really am. I lost the question because I started thinking about the Mets and how they disappointed me time and again.
They're going to disappoint you today? I hope they don't disappoint you today there, Chip, because I got an interesting outlook on that one today.
Well, DeGrom, and I think it is in 42 of his starts in his entire career, he's allowed 2 runs or less, really doesn't get the support. He's a strikeout machine, almost impossible to hit, 79 strikeouts in 54 innings, 4-1 record. But, Aaron Nola hasn't been all that much different. He's got 2 less strikeouts, 77, and 2 more innings, 56. Very impressive on his end, too. The Met game's tough with the Mets being favored on the road. They just don't score there.
Yeah, well, like you said, DeGrom, I mean, the guy paints. He paints the corners, paints them at 99 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. Nobody's getting to him. Yes, he gets, he's the most unfortunate Greg Maddux I've ever seen. So, but I think you got to take advantage of him here in this situation. I think we have a pitching change here today as well. So we have Wheeler on the mound for.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we have Wheeler's on the mound for Philadelphia, and I'll give an early outlook to my most interesting play. I think this game gets shut down early. I think you got to take advantage of DeGrom. I know it hasn't worked all that much in the first 5 innings under lately, but I think this is a spot where you got to bet him under the 4 runs in the first 5 innings. I think he'll paint the corners, do what he's got to do, and hopefully the Mets won't have the bats that they've had with them, I guess.
Ross and Benjamin, have you had time to recuperate?
That was a tough one, Brad. Man, you can't do that to me. It unnerves me. Anyway, first let me start what I learned yesterday, if I may. Game 7 of NBA playoff series. Typically low scoring. I mentioned this a couple times. Now I'm going to hit you up with statistics that back up my claim. First of all, since 2004, Game 7s of NBA playoff series have gone 35-15 to the under. That's 70%. Since the 2018 conference finals, there's been 9 Game 7s. all of them have gone under the total, Brad. And that includes 4 times this year. And then we got the Denver Nuggets. I don't think this is, again, I would have to research this, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say in 2 playoff series, there's never been a team that's gone 6-0 straight up in ATS and elimination games in just 2 playoff series. That's what Denver has done. Not only have they come back from 3-1 deficits in both series, they won all 6 games and they covered all 6 games. So something to keep an ay on going forward, Now, getting to the Mets in Philly. Really good pitching matchup. Wheeler goes, former Met. He's pitched very well for Philadelphia this year. Originally, this was Nola. So I was really liking the under with Nola on the hill. I'm still leaning toward the under. I haven't made a decision on this game. DeGrom, do we have to go in depth on how good he is? He's been unhittable virtually this year. And Wheeler's been pretty darn good. You look at his last 3 starts and his total resume this year, he's been excellent. So if I would go anything here, I would go on the under. My only hesitancy is the Philadelphia bullpen, which I don't understand why they didn't shore that up at the trade deadline, because they've been horrible this year. You just got to hope that you can get 7 innings out of Wheeler if you're going to go with the under here, and that would cover up some of that deficiency.
Does anyone have anything else to say about the Mets Phillies? Anyone want to add anything before we move to Thursday night football?
I'm good. You know where I stand.
All right, then we go to Thursday
night football. Bring it to El Michaels, Brad.
Okay. Oh man,
we got El Michaels here on the set with us.
There's no cost spared here, guys. We bring the big gun.
The Bengals at the Browns -6 of over under 43.5. We will start with Al Michaels. Chip, you're ready to go, aren't you? Go ahead.
Absolutely. What was the opening number on this game? Can anybody give it to me? We know it's at 6 now.
8-46 down to 6-43.5.
They opened the Cleveland Browns an 8-point favorite. This is a team that didn't score a touchdown and only had 6 total points in their opening game. 6 total points in their opening game, and they opened an 8-point favorite. I smell a rat in this one. I think this is a don't make sense one to me. And I think that the entire public, for the most part, the betting public is going to be on the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Burrows was great, only for that missed kick. Would most likely him be headlining in this game. But they could have won that game in overtime, which they lost to San Diego at home. That's my instinct on the game right now. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a backlash of wise guy money coming on Cleveland, but who has any at all? Mayfield, it's about time he started stepping out and developing. I mean, since his rookie season, he really hasn't been impressive at all. And, you've got the sideshow coming from the Giants. Beckham has got 3 catches and 22 yards. This guy's supposed to be a breakaway receiver. 6 points, open up an 8-point favorite. I hope it goes down to 5.5, and then I'll be thinking pretty hard on this game.
Louis D, are you starting to smell a rat now, like Chip?
I smell a little rat here, but you know what? Burrows should have won the game if AJ Green didn't, push off. And just, he had position. He really didn't need to push off. He basically took the game away from Burrows. So, there's no way I'm laying the points for Cleveland. Absolutely no fucking way. But like Tony mentioned in the earlier segment, this is the spot. The team on the road that gets crushed, they're coming home. They're probably going to bring the best game that they could possibly bring. And, but I ain't betting on it. I'm not betting on that. You know where I'm at. I'm all over my teasers. And I think you're a little late for the Bengals right now at the 6.
Ross, agree, disagree? Where are you at on this game?
I am at nowhere. I am. This is again. Here's the thing. I mentioned this on a prior show. These Thursday night, Monday night games Okay, I understand you're compelled to make a play in those games as sports handicappers like ourselves, especially if we're selling picks to the public. However, at the end of the day, I want to win, okay? And I don't want to throw something up against the wall and hope it sticks. So if I were to take this game right now and put it on the Sunday card, would I use it? Absolutely not. So right now, as of this moment, I don't have an opinion one way or the other. And is his name Burrow or Burrows? Because I'm a little confused. I thought it was Burrow. And Loule Bag of Diamonds is, always, I got to respect his. L. Michaels even said Burrow. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's Burrow. It's
I think it is Burrow, and I'm probably wrong. It's the only time it'll happen. Don't worry about it.
No, it's singular. That's the only time.
Yeah.
All right, Loule Diamond. Let's go back to the.
50 some years on this planet, it had to happen at some point. Damn it, that it happened on live television.
I'm just disappointed a guy like Al Michaels didn't get that right. I mean, he's supposed to have all the names down.
Well, I can tell you that on standalone games in the NFL, Thursdays, Sundays, and Monday nights, I'm already 3-0 this season, which really bailed me off an entire weekend. And a documented, all our games are monitored, right, guys? I know mine are. And 43-19 the last 3 seasons on these standalone games. So sometimes you get a lot more value out of that game because everyone's playing it one way or another.
So, Brad, if I could say something, please, and that's great, Chip. It defies what I'm saying, and you're a clutch handicapper. You always have been. All kidding aside, that's a top guy right there, folks, that you're listening to. Since 2013, as documented by sportscapping.com, 101-51 with my NFL picks in September, despite the fact I went 2-3 in week 1. So just something to keep in mind, because I don't know how the other guys feel, but as the NFL season progresses, those lines get sharper and sharper and sharper. And if they're at all vulnerable, it's in the first 4 weeks of the season. So just something to keep in mind. I've been well ahead of the curve in the month of September since 2013. All my picks, rbwins.com.
Awesome.
Right, Ross, go back.
Brad, let me jump in.
Yeah, Ross, when you say that first week, no preseason, maybe that had something to do. That was a very, very difficult week to open up. I mean, we had no track record or resume to guide us, and I think some of the numbers were off as well, as maybe as our opinion. Broke out even myself 3-3, but like you said, disappointing opening week.
Okay, Diamond, please jump in.
Yeah, let me just state, we're in our early stages here in the Bettor Center era, but we're not going anywhere, and things are going to get a lot better for the player because, yes, Chip and Ross, they're documented on other sites. I'm not going to promote them. So, but they are documented. They can be found, and I allow these sites and them to bring their information to you. So I'm not hiding where they're at. I want you to follow these guys. There's a reason why these guys are here. They can bring the content, and eventually, when Bettor Center evolves into its next level, sports.money. We will be documenting everybody's plays here. We're going to have a warehouse full of handicappers. I'm going to bring the best handicappers in the world. You're going to be forced to be here because we're going to have all the content that you need. We got feeds coming. We got original content that you will not get anywhere else and only here with us. And you'll be able to see these handicappers with full transparency. Win, lose, or draw. And if they're losers, we'll figure out a way to make money off of them. Just as easy to bet against a loser than it is to bet with a winner. So we're going to do whatever we can to provide the winners to you. So look for a lot of big changes coming around here. And most importantly, documenting everybody's plays with transparency. But right now, you can see we're bringing the goods. We have content, and there's my little sales pitch for you. So hopefully you'll stick around. You'll subscribe on YouTube or Facebook, because that's the only way you're going to get these plays when they come out, because you're going to get a replay of this in a few hours. You may be watching this. The games are already off, guys. Some of these games are going off now. So you're just going to want to subscribe so you can get this information as soon as we can get it to you. Back to you, Brad.
Thank you, Louis D. Here's a sales pitch for you guys, all three of you. Your most interesting play of the day, starting with Ross, is...
My most interesting play of the day comes in the Cleveland and the Cubs game yesterday. By the way, I did cash in on my most interesting play of the day with the Dodgers and the Padres going under 8.5 quite easily, 3-1 final score. Tony G had mentioned Cleveland 0-7 in the last 7. Hard to back a team that's lost 7 straight. Matter of fact, I will never back a team that's lost 7 straight. Cubs have won 3 in a row. Not that simple, though. John Lester, here's the thing. You know, you think of John Lester, you think of this shutdown ace starting pitcher, but he's really struggled at Wrigley Field this year. As a matter of fact, 4 starts at Wrigley Field this year, guys, a 9.00 ERA, and he's allowed 9 home runs in 19 innings pitched. The wind will be blowing out toward the right field foul pole, and anytime you're using a total at Wrigley Field like I'm using tonight, you must be cognizant of the wind conditions at Wrigley. There's a reason why that's the last total to be released on the card every day they're playing at Wrigley. Aaron Savali has given them some good innings pitched this year, but by the same token, he struggled over his last 3 starts with a 5.50 ERA. And the Cleveland bullpen, which has been also dominant for the majority of the season over the last 7 games during this losing streak, as a matter of fact, a 10.50 ERA as a staff. So no longer that shutdown bullpen. The total is just at 7.5. And I'm going to go over the total in the Cleveland Indians and Chicago Cubs game today at Wrigley Field.
Well, thank you, Ross. And how can we get in touch with you?
You can go to my website. That's rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com. There you'll find any daily selections I have up, as well as you could purchase a weekly or a monthly package, and I give you my personal guarantee with those 7-day or 30-day packages. If you're not making a profit when your package expires, I will extend your subscription until you do. I'll never ask you for more money unless I've earned it, but you have to make that initial investment with me. I don't guarantee daily plays. Those are designed for people who just like to dabble in once in a while. I want to give themselves the best edge. You could also call me 781-571-0299, 781-571-0299. I hire employ, I should say, no salespeople. You'll talk to me and me only. Just don't call me up, folks, and say, hey, what do you think of this game? When you call me, be ready to buy. Take your credit card out. Otherwise, buy online. No disrespect. But especially those of you who didn't invest with me, I'm not going to carry on a personal conversation for 20 minutes. So please be advised. Again, it's rbwins.com, and thank you, Lou, for letting me promote my website on your great show here.
The payoff pitch to Loule Diamond, who teased us in segment 1 of the most interesting play of the day. What is it now?
Well, first off, Ross, you're welcome. It's my pleasure to promote you because I do believe that they are the players. When they contact you, they're getting somebody with some integrity and somebody that's doing their homework every day. Listen, nobody wins every single day, but the real handicappers do their homework every single day and bring it to you. Nobody can guarantee you winners, but they can guarantee you that they're going to go to work every day. Ross goes to day. You could see it. So the man deserves to be enriched for his efforts some way or another. So, and whether it's just giving him a like, you're enriching his efforts, guys. You may be a small player, but you're learning something. And you know what? You can't afford somebody to help you along right now. Don't worry about it. All you got to do, subscribe. You're returning the favor. So that being said, you know, my most interesting play is the first 5 innings under with the Phillies and the Mets. But I want to touch on what I learned from yesterday, and I just got to throw this in to end the show. What I learned is I will never, ever, ever bet against bet the under in Wrigley when the wind is blowing SSW. Southwest, straight out to center field, 8 miles an hour or more. The over is just a ridiculous. I don't know the number, but I will tell you, you will not be disappointed if you just bet the over. Now, today I got to go against Russell, but the wind's coming in a little bit, 8 miles an hour. But yesterday it was right on the number, so I was willing to just risk it, and I paid. Don't risk it, guys. 8 miles an hour, SSW in Wrigley is an over. Doesn't matter who's pitching or who's playing. Simple as that. All right, I will leave you back to Brad to close us out.
Well, I'm going to throw it to Chip because I want to get his most interesting play of the day before I close this baby out.
Thank you, Brad. And I do think I have the most interesting play, and two of you guys have already discussed it. Chicago Cubs are at home with John Lester on the mound. ERA of over 6 in his last 3 starts, 5.15, I believe, on the year, 2-2 record. Hosting the Cleveland Indians, who've lost 7 straight games. And Cleveland, with Savali, I believe it is, on the mound, is favored at Chicago. Now, I'm talking about a team that's lost 7 straight games. The Cubs are the division leaders. There's no one even 500 near them in the division, so there's no pressure on them to win. Cleveland has lost 7 straight and comes up the favorite at Chicago. I think that's more than interesting. I think that is a don't make sense play, and I will be on the visiting Cleveland Indians. And, Brad, Ross said that he would never play in a team that's lost 7 in a row, and I don't blame you, Ross, because the way to make money in Major League Baseball is playing on and against streaks, and I'm looking to break this one. Maybe feel like I'll get kicked in the stomach tomorrow, but I have to have Cleveland favored at Chicago on a 7-game losing streak.
Thank you, Chip. You did change your website to chipdoesshowupontime.com, right? Where's the chip?
Your starting time and my starting time, and that's we have.
Okay, guys, hey, it was a great show. We'll see you next time on Bettor Center Live for more up-to-date picks and fantastic information right here on LouisDiamond.com, at YouTube, at Louis Diamond. Thank you to our fantastic team, Louis D, Chip, Dell, Ross, and, of course, Tony Gulledge. Special thanks to Eugene, our technical director and producer. I'm Brad. If you don't play, you won't win. Have a wonderful day.